everyone, it's Lori with Main Street Gardener, and today I am just taking it slow. I just set up my camera and walked around the garden focusing on all the containers. So I thought I'd bring you along to give you an update on my container gardening as well as do a little bit of maintenance. So I thought there might be some tips and tricks for you, and also just a chance to see all my containers in one video. So we've had a lot of rain, and because of that, even though it's just June, a lot of the annuals need a little bit of a cutback. So I'm doing the old-fashioned Chelsea chop. Now, right now, I am trimming back the Tiara Pink. This was a new petunia last year, and it's my first time growing her, and she's doing amazing, but I will say, she definitely likes to take over the entire container. So she's crawling up and all around, but I love the pop of pink in the garden. Most of my garden towards the patio is just a lot of greens and whites and touches of blues. So she really makes a bold statement, but she is definitely taking over all the other plants that I put in this container. So I do encourage you, if your petunias start to get leggy, and you'll see kind of the branches hanging down at the bottom, late June, early July is a great time to give your petunias a haircut. They are just going to bounce back. I also will be fertilizing them as soon as I get a dry day. They really need it. Now, I don't struggle with budworms as much as some people do. I do watch for them. I don't usually have to spray, but if you do find that your petals are getting munched on, you may want to spray with something like a BT. So just going to get these all trimmed up. Now, this is a tower container from Kinsman Garden, and I love it. I've used it for 3 years now. It's kind of the center showpiece arrangement container on my patio, and I have done all types of arrangements in it. 2 years ago, I actually did a moon garden theme. So all my containers were in just greens and whites, and I loved it. I think I may go back to that next year and maybe add some pops of yellow or blue, but I just really like those colors on my patio. So you can see here where this petunia is getting leggy, so you just want to trim that up. That will help it bush out. So I just chop. You can just really go across it like you're just giving it a really quick, fast haircut, and it's going to respond beautifully. Okay, now that we've gotten the Tiara Pink container all buttoned up, I'm moving over to the window box container. So these are actually window boxes, but they did not work on my porch. So I keep them right here on my patio, and they make for a great container. They are from the Window Box Company. If you're looking for one, they're solid wood, trimmed out, and just fantastic. So this year they're planted with lavender, salvia, the, what is that, silver plant? I can't remember the name of it, but I've also got snapdragons in here, and the miniature, that is a chartreuse mini, so it doesn't get huge like your normal potato vine. So everything's doing good. I do have some snapdragons that are going a little wild, but I'm just going to give everything a little bit of a trim, especially the salvia. So as soon as your salvia finishes blooming, you want to give it a nice haircut. You don't have to be selective. You can just trim it. I usually trim it down to a leaf node, and then it will just come back beautifully. So that's a great way that you can ensure you get more blooms. Now, I wanted the salvia in here just because I find it more manageable in this small container than like an annual salvia. And I also then can put it back out in the garden and replant it later. So I really like to buy things that I can plant out. I try to just do a few annuals each year, and a lot of my annuals I try to save, except the petunias. So I'm just going to continue to trim this up. But these planter boxes are always some of my favorite, and I just fill them full. They do great all season long. They are on drip irrigation, and so they really work nicely. Here's where you can see the salvia. You can just deadhead and go along. I've got some new blooms coming up, so I may leave some of those, but I typically just give it a nice haircut. Now the little pink daisies are doing okay. I thought they might be a little brighter or more prominent. They're kind of like a pincushion flower, but they're pink and they're sweet. They're not bold, but I really like how this container blends with the gardens beside it. So I think if it was really harsh colors, it wouldn't match because these containers sit right at the edge of the garden beds. So it's something to keep in mind when you're doing containers. I think it's an extension of the garden, and I really like how they turned out. So these two iron containers, I always cheat and do a proven winners basket. And this year, my local big box stores did not have any in colors that I really wanted. So one of my local nursery stores had gotten in these single petunia baskets. They had them in all different colors, and they had the tiara pink, and I thought, okay, we are going to go for it. So I think it's great to have tiara pink in a container all by herself. She is a little bit like bubblegum. She likes to be a showstopper. So next, I'm going to come up to my basket container. So I added this large container this year. It was a birthday gift, and I have filled it with tons of plants, but they are looking a little weary from all the rain. So there's a lot of angelonia. I have that gorgeous cranberry red salvia. I have some yellow petunias. I have some red angelonia. I put in some little grasses bunny tail grass that I grew from seed. There's some dahlias. There's just a ton in this container. So I need to go through, just trim it out a little bit, move things around, and just kind of get it cleaned up. You can see the dahlias here, a little bit crowded. So I'm just going to manage that by trimming some things up. But I thought you might like to see how the container's looking. I also have a maple sapling. We get maple seedlings everywhere in the garden. So there's even one in this basket, which I'm going to take out as quick as I spot it. So next are the driveway entrance to the garden containers, and these were new containers this year. I got a great deal on them. They're from Italy and they're just beautiful. So this year I ordered some of the pinkerific dahlias, and I ordered the pink cashmere verbena, which I've grown before, and I ordered these from Gardening with Creekside. I absolutely love them. I wish I lived closer, and I love their plants. They are amazing. And so I ordered these to put in this front container because I know how incredible these will be all season long. So I'm just going to deadhead a little bit. These don't need a lot right now. The pink cashmere is just taking off, and as soon as it gets warm, she is going to fill around these containers. They will be draped in pink cashmere. I can't wait. So this little grouping of containers are new, and I had put in these grasses so that they could stay, the mini hostas, and then the other plants, and they just need a little bit of a haircut. I also have some more containers in the shade garden in the back. But first, let's get started on the walkway to my floral studio. This year I went bold. I love to do red geraniums on the little porch, and so I brought out some containers that I had to add to the walkway. So there's the geraniums looking beautiful. Now these containers are full of red verbena, which I've never done before, and I'm really enjoying it, and a lot of coleus. Now, the little palm tropicals need some trimming as well, but I love those as a centerpiece. They're so easy. So I'm just going to deadhead those. When they start getting kind of scraggly looking, I just deadhead them. It also promotes them to grow taller. And then again, the verbena needs a little bit of a Chelsea chop so that it starts to thicken up and rebloom. Also, the coleus, I don't like them to bloom. I want them to just stay bushy and beautiful. So I'm going to give them a trim as well. So again, mid-June is a great time for these tasks. Late June in colder climates just really helps your plants really shine during those hot summer months of July and August. Sometimes I trim again in August if I really want to continue the show into September. But if I trim in late June before July 4th, I tend to just not need to do it again. And that's in my garden. Again, I'm in zone 7B. Really depends on the season though. So yes, it hurts to take off the blooms, but you will be so glad you did. Now I'm doing this today and we are going to be getting another week's worth of rain. So I am also going to try to give these guys a dose of fertilizer to really give them some nutrition before all the rain comes. So that's a great time to prune your flowers back and give them a trim. You want to make sure you don't trim during the heat of the day. Either late evening or early morning works best, and I usually try to fertilize right after if I can. So these two containers, this is where I did a tower container, and I'm liking it okay, but this begonia has not taken off yet. I thought she would get huge. So I almost wish I had a large geranium in the top. It's not as much of a tower as I'd like. It's kind of a little squatty looking. So I am going to leave it for now, see if she perks up, but I may swap her out for a bigger geranium, and we'll just see. But these red geraniums are stunning. These are a Monrovian geranium, and I will definitely overwinter these. This large geranium I've had for a really long time, and I overwinter it each year. So if you missed the video, this is the sky pots. This is where you can connect pots and hang them together, and they're just doing fantastic. So I'm really liking them, and they're growing, they're thriving. I don't think I picked probably the best plants for these, but they're coming along, and I think it was a great experiment and something fun to do. So I'm enjoying them. They do need a little bit of deadheading and just pruning up a little bit. So if you have a shade garden and you haven't tried impatiens, they are the absolute best. I think they're just the sweetest old-fashioned kind of plant, but they do not stop blooming. These are just a generic, grab them at Lowe's. They do amazing. So next up, I have these 4 containers that I added in the shade garden. They're full of ferns and hostas, but they also have some New Guinea impatiens. They are the larger impatiens, kind of like a sun patient, but they can stand the shade. And so I love the pop of white, just giving them a little cleanup. They really don't need it. When the blooms fade, they just kind of fall off. I'm also going to turn this container a little bit. I want to see that pop of white a little bit more in the garden. So I'm really pleased with how these are doing. These are really just low maintenance. Now in the back, I have a beautiful container with, again, impatiens, and I also have my container on the table. I'm going to check those out, but these are almost maintenance free. They really don't need a lot. I'm just going to probably trim on the coleus a little bit and check out the begonias and make sure everything's doing great inside the container. And then that'll be it for the shade garden main containers. I have a couple more with some sedum that I need to check out. So again, with coleus, I don't like it to bloom. So that's when you get those blooms, and I just cut that off. That way they're going to bush out, they're continue to grow foliage, which is what I want. I want the foliage to really pop, and if they bloom, I find it really slows them down. So these last three containers I've had for a couple years, and they're filled with sedums of all types. Now the larger container has some coleus in it, but you can see all the beautiful sedum. And this was a test this year. So these are in the shade garden, and the sedum is doing phenomenal. Now it does get some sun in this spot, as you can see the light hitting it, but it's not in full sun. So it's an example of a plant that I think you can stretch a little. Now the wind is it's really picking up, and that's why I had to do a voiceover today. But you can see this container has the same palm, tropical plant. Now that's just an annual, and then it's filled with more coleus. That way, this kind of carries your eye from the front of the floral garden into the shade garden, and the coleus kind of weaves throughout the entire shade garden space. So I also have a begonia in here, and they just needed a little pinch back and making sure that everything's doing great. So that's going to do it for all the containers. I made it from front to back. Didn't take too long, maybe about an hour to do all the trimming. Now I'm going to give them a nice soak of fertilizer and have them really thrive through the rest of summer. You'll get to see some of these on my garden tours, but it was a windy day, but luckily a no rain and warm day. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll click like, subscribe, and let me know what containers you're loving right now and what containers are doing great in your garden. I'd love to hear about it.